Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models and Transport. So here's a joint update on the Rivarossi tram and the railcar. I've been very busy these days, so I've had very little time to do anything, not even had time to make a proper video. So last night took me some time before sleeping, and so I decided to just do some work. Okay, so let's begin with the older project, the one that's been running for longer, the Rivarossi tram, which is now heading towards completion. Remember in a previous video I mentioned that this tram is fully bidirectional, and so it was a pity for some reason it was missing one of the controllers. Maybe it never even been fitted in the factory. But I decided that it's such a nice model that it should definitely have two controllers, so I made it a controller. I took all the measurements of the old one, and then I made this out of styrene using recycling various clippings, mainly the clippings from the windows, the cutouts when I made the windows on the railcar. So that's ready for painting. You can see that it sort of fits on there like so, and I'll just put it in position and glue it with a spot of glue and glaze. PVA glue, the same thing will apply to this one, so that it won't ever get lost. In the meantime, I told my friend Nicola that the job is we're nearly there. We still have to make a route indicator, a missing route indicator, and reassemble the thing, the guardrails, and etc. But we're nearly there, so I'm very pleased. Later on today, I'll paint this black. You can see that I made it out of styrene, and then I put a little bit of silver coated copper wire on top for the controller handle. So this will be nice and realistic. And now let's switch over to the railcar. You've seen some things on the railcar on a nighttime nocturnal short. I realized, and this was when Arcadia Junction had commented, a wee bulb switched on in my brain, and I said, oops, I've got a cab with luggage compartment and a regular cab, which is over here. And I realized that there was absolutely no separation between the driving cab and the luggage compartment, so I decided to make a series of protection handrails, and I made these using the aforementioned silver coated copper wire. I don't remember the thickness. Hold on, I'll tell you straight away. It's 0.45 millimeter diameter wire, and of course my favorite glue and glaze. There we go. The controller I assembled the controller partially. I assembled it with Tamiya cement because it's made of styrene, and then I decided the little top part, the top of the controller, is 0.30 styrene. Now that's a video of my finger, you can see. So I added a little bit of glue and glaze underneath just to reinforce it. So I'm just popping that in there for the moment because I don't want things to get lost. Okay, righto. So back to the rail car. I made these handrails, and I also made the inside of the roller blinds. So how did I do that? I had absolutely no intention of working with a paintbrush in here and going daft doing such a thing. So I used some artwork paper of a similar shade of blue, and this is a bit more swimming bath blue, a bit more turquoisey kind of thing, aquamarine or whatever. It reminds me of an Invalid car. If any of you from the UK will definitely know what an Invalid car is. I suggest, if you want to look up a lot of interesting videos on Invalid cars, look up the very interesting YouTuber HubNut. He's a great guy with motor cars, and he has an Invalid car as well. That's very interesting. Have a look there. I might even add this in the comment section, in the description box, if I manage to remember to do so. Okay, anyway, that's that. So now when the Whoops, I nearly dropped that on top of the handrails, but you can see PVA is very good because this glue and glaze, it's nice and flexible. So I dropped this onto the bodywork on top of it, but it didn't dislodge. So it's a very good glue, also for fitting metal parts and gluing metal parts together. So we are nearly there. I want to glue the roof on. Probably I'll do it tomorrow morning because I don't see how I'm going to manage to do it today, or I might even do it this evening and then I'll have to set, so that might, but I want to do it together. The main thing is I want to do the final touch is to glue the roof on, and I want to do it on camera together with all of you. Okay, so that's that for the moment. I'm away to get a bite of lunch, and then later on I've got to go to physiotherapy, and then I've got one student and there's shopping and other chores that have to be done. Cheerio, and see you next time. Let's zoom on something. This is what HubNut does at the end. He always zooms down onto a detail, so he does whoosh like that. That's a homage to HubNut channel. There we go. Cheerio, and see you next time.